Hello there, I'm Scotty, and you're not. And welcome back to Stephen King's Saturday Night. A little bit of a cheat, but taking a look at the director's cut of Lawnmower Man, and you see I've turned around and put the director's cut cover, I believe, what I call that. So it's not going to be an overall review because I've already done that, but I'm just going to talk about this cut of the film. Sorry about that. That was scary. Ooh, that was scary. But so this cut of the film runs 1 hour and 40 some minutes, 141 minutes, which is 2 hours and 24 minutes. 2 hours and 21 minutes. So that's almost 2.5 hours. But I will say it is worth it. I think from now on I'm going to watch this version. It's a more complete version. If you just want a quick watch, put it on the theatrical, but I do recommend this version. There are scenes that, like this, I mentioned in my theatrical review that it feels like there was stuff taken out. Specifically with Job. Well, there's not a lot of Job development. You see more with Job. Here you get to know him more. Like, you get the sense that early on that Dr. Angelo and Job know each other. The thing with the the chimp. Now, here's the problem. Like, the thing at the beginning says that they've kind of assembled this cut from original negatives and stuff from the theatrical. They mess up. They didn't. When Dr. Angelo gets the call about his chimp, they still say, your chimp is dead. He's like, what? Where? Where what? He's dead. But then he's not dead. So I feel like maybe that was an editing mistake. Like, they say he's still dead. They didn't think of voiceovers. They did a voiceover to cover up his wife, who has another subplot, but we'll get to that. There are two kind of subplots in this that are taken out of the theatrical version. The first is with the chimp. The chimp actually escapes and finds its way. It sees a church, and where it believes he'll find sanctuary, and it runs into Job. Job thinks it's a superhero called Cybo Man because it's got the virtual reality stuff on, but Dr. Angelo and the people from VI or VSI show up, and they end up killing the chimp. Now that's like that's a better introduction than his show in Job. He runs into the gorilla. It's his introduction to the character and establishes a connection. They knows Dr. Angelo that there's a connection, to why Dr. Angelo would want to have Job later. Like, Job has been through this. Why would the monkey go to him? There must be something, some kind of connection, which is why he chooses Job later. The other subplot is with the wife. In this version, the wife does not leave after going up the stairs, and she doesn't just disappear. Here she actually goes out with her girlfriends and then comes back. And later, after Job has his little headache thing at the diner, there's also another diner scene that's inconsequential. I'll get to the inconsequential scenes later. This one's a big one though. But when he has his little headache thing at the diner and runs back to Dr. Angelo's house, he actually talks to Dr. Angelo's wife. Is Dr. Angelo here? Yes, he's downstairs, and he reads her mind. And then when she says a line like, oh, he's probably jerking off to something on a computer or something, or whacking up, whatever. And you get that scene. And then there's more later when, after Dr. Angelo escapes from his trip and goes back home, he finds his wife in the kitchen baking stuff. I'm cooking all night, waiting for you. He asks where Job is. She doesn't respond, and then he goes downstairs and he finds Job, and Job ties him up. And he's like, "You're gonna." Like, she comes down and asks if they need anything. She's under his mind control. And then after the killing spree, we have the thing at the house when the agents show up before they get all Dippin' dotted to death. In this version, the wife answers the door. And where in the theatrical, they just show up and he knows they're there and he Dippin' dots them to death. And then, basically, it turns little dots, whatever. But in this version, she answers the door with a gun and shoots an agent. Or a couple other agents show up. Another agent shows up and shoots the hell out of her, killing her. So there's the explanation for that. Those are the two big plot changes in this. What happens to the wife and with the chimp. There's more development with Job. There's another deleted scene at the beginning of this with Father McKean. In the theatrical cut, when what's his name? When Terry comes in, he sees that Job has been forced to do penance. Here we see why he did the penance, because of the whole chimp thing. And Father McKean gets pissed at him, whips him, and makes him do the penance. While it's not particularly a scene you want to watch, it does explain a few things. And there's a scene at the diner, earlier there's a scene when they go to the gas station where Terry is talking with the bully guy and they talk about the chimp. There's some dialogue that was taken out and everything. Yeah, they killed him. Cybo man. And then later, another scene when they go to the diner. There's a scene where Terry and Job go to the diner and he's looking at the comic books. Which also explains, why there's comic book, because later when he goes with Peter's like, "I'm going to check out the comic books," and I'm like, "There's comic books at a diner." Later, this earlier scene showed you there are comic books at the diner. Don't know if there's any other. There was a few scenes here or there, but yeah, on an overall, I think that the movie works a lot better with the deleted scenes put back in. Studios are notorious for cutting things. I think I'm going to have to do a top 10 alternate cuts of film that are better than the original, because I guess there are quite a few top 10 alternate cuts. Can't be director's cut, because I'm going to talk about a certain cut of a certain movie with Michael Myers that's not a director's cut. So, but I think I'm going to have to do a video on top 10 alternate cuts, because off the top of my head I can think of this: the producer's cut of Halloween 6, the extended cut of BVS, the Snyder cut of Justice League. Those are the four I can think of off the top of my head that are better films, better cuts. The alternate director's extended cut of Escape Room 2. There's better alternate cuts out there. That's 5. I need 5 more. But yes, going into this, I'm thinking, the scenes aren't gonna be make the movie too much better. I'm just gonna still say it's middle of the road. But you know what? I'm gonna give it a very low, pretty good. It's not as you can get the highest. You can get a pretty low, pretty good. It's so much towards the top of a middle of the road that it just becomes a pretty good. The deleted scenes kind of miss out some of the problems. There's still problems. CGI and character motivations. And the fact that there are here, there's one thing at the end I want to talk about here. I forgot to mention my other review, so I'll say it here before I end. So, Job goes back to VSI and he like disintegrates himself, so he's completely in the computer into cyberspace. Dr. Angelo shows up and goes in after him, but he doesn't dissolve his body, but he's able to get to the same place Job is without doing that. I don't know. But there's also a scene here where Angelo reveals that there are bombs planted at VSI. Job tries to stop them, but Angelo is like, well, you're stuck in here now. You can't, you've lost the power to control things in the real world. To then, later, when Peter is stuck behind a locked door and Angelo can't get it open, Job is magically able to open the door. But I thought he didn't have control over things in that world anymore. I think maybe that's a writing problem. They wrote themselves into a corner. Oh, the door's locked. Well, you could just say that it wasn't locked. We can have a tense moment. So Job unlocks it. I don't know. Even Dr. Angelo knows that it's Job. But yeah, all these added scenes made it a little bit of a better film. So I gotta give it a low, pretty good when it comes to that. So it's overall a more enjoyable film, and I will say, when I watch this movie again, it's probably gonna be, I know it's longer, but it's probably gonna be the director's cut. You know? It's longer, but it's also more enjoyable to me. But yeah, so what are your thoughts? Have you seen the director's cut? I implore you, watch the director's cut. Watch the original cut first, though, because it's, if you're thinking about, I only need to watch one cut, you probably need to watch both. So watch the theatrical cut first to get a good sense of what the film is about, and then watch the director's cut a couple of days later, or the next day in my case, and you'll get a wider scope of what it was supposed to be before it was cut to shreds. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on this? In the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one. Before I go, so this is the last video I have to record before I'm taking a break. I'm going to Iowa for my sister's 30th birthday on the 1st of April. So I'm recording this. I do have one more video left to do, and that's a haul video. But I can't record that yet because I'm waiting for a few more things from eBay to come first. They should be coming before the end of the month. I should be able to get them, do that haul video. That'll be up at some point. By the time you see this, it'll probably already be up. But I'm just saying. Because I would have released it on the Thursday beforehand. So, I'm just saying though. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'm Scotty. See you in the next one.